For you. Go
I
ahead.
have. Like,
That's how I sing.
you sing?
Yeah, you know I sing.
You do?
No.
I know your wife does. His wife's in a band.
Nice.
She is, yeah.
Okay. If everybody would say, hey, 1, 2, 3, just so I make sure that I'm picking everybody up.
Hey, 1, 2, 3.
Hey,
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, 1, 2, 3.
All right. Good. Everybody's on the audio, so we're good. And I've got us recording. Let me pull this back a little bit, get everybody in there. All right. So what do we have to say? I'm here to kind of talk to you guys about the letter that you guys put in. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves, say your name, you work here, what your job is here with the district, and how long you've been with the school district.
Sounds good.
Oh, let me think.
My name's Jeff Beeman. I'm the principal here. I've been in this school for 9 years. I was the assistant principal for 5 years, and now this is my 4th year as the principal.
Hi, I'm Christy DiMartino. I'm a reading specialist at Southside. This is my 10th year at Southside.
I'm Mark Shellman. I'm the music teacher at Southside, and I've been here, came when Jeff came, so I've been here 9 years.
Okay, great. So she won't use these, but go ahead and spell your last names for me so that she has that, so she can put like a lower third on the video for me.
Certainly. Beeman is B-E-E-M-A-N.
DiMartino, D-E, capital M-A-R-T-I-N-O.
Shellman, capital S-H-E-L-L-E-M-A-N.
Okay, great. All right, so we're here because you guys sent a letter about the drivers. Kind of tell me your returning drivers and what the story is here. How many drivers did we have that come back and that sort of thing?
We have 9 bus drivers and a few van drivers, but this year we had 8 out of our 9 drivers return. Our one driver that didn't return went and did her son's route. So we had almost 100% return rate, which is awesome because that gave the students on the first day an opportunity to see a familiar face. The bus drivers are familiar with their routes. I think one of the first weeks of school we had rain and hail. So that was kind of good they knew their routes, they got them home safely, and it caused us not to have any delays for the school, for the kids, because our bus drivers were reliable and there, while all the other schools were having problems. But I feel like our bus drivers want to come and be at Southside, so that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about the importance of consistency with bus drivers and with the students.
I think it's important to have consistency with any position that you have, especially bus drivers. They're the first face that the students see in the morning and the last face that they see before they go home for the day.
I agree. I just think it's really important to have consistency because, it helps with discipline, it helps build the relationships and the community of the school in general, in the broad sense of the school.
I feel like the last 2 years we've really focused on having our bus drivers become part of our Southside community. So we've made bulletin boards with their picture on it, so students, when they come out of the cafeteria, they can see their bus driver and say, "That's my bus driver." And every day just greeting them in the morning and making them feel like they're a part of our community at Southside.
What are some of the challenges that you guys have with transportation and with your transportation providers?
I think consistency is one of our biggest in years past. But like Christy said, over the last couple of years, we've had pretty good turnout with the bus drivers returning. But I would say that would be the biggest challenge that we have is having consistency.
Okay. How has Krise made the difference for you guys as far as being a transportation provider?
I can go again. I think the open communication. Anytime we have any issues or any grows and glows, also we are always able to call over there and reach somebody on the phone and talk to them, and we address issues. We are able to deal with a person every time we call over there, and it's always nice to hear familiar voices.
I want to add to that too, the bus drivers themselves, because we had some kids that switched bus this year, and they come out at the end of the day and they see their former bus driver, and they always wave or yell her name or say, "Hey, can you tell Kadeja we said hello?"
Yeah.
So I think that just says a lot about your bus drivers. Like building those relationships with the kids.
This is going to be playing in our break rooms for our drivers. So I know that one of the things that the drivers are always concerned about is discipline on the buses and what happens as far as the disciplinary process. So maybe you guys could kind of tell us a little bit, and especially for, maybe for some of our drivers who aren't with Central Dauphin, because this goes to all of our terminals and all in the entire system. What exactly is the process with the schools? And of course, your mileage may vary depending on your district, right?
Sure.
But what's the disciplinary process for dealing with problem students?
Well, we always get the referral form, the fax, and then the secretary will print the fax sheet out and give it to an administrator here. And we try to deal with it that day, even if it comes in at noon or lunchtime. We try to deal with it that day because we know that the students are going to be back on the bus. So we go through the student code of conduct just like we would any other staff member here at the school. So, typically the first referral is a warning, and then the second is always a phone call home with, a possible consequence, and then the third one can be an off-the-bus suspension.
Okay. Help me out. Any other things that you think might be good questions?
A lot of the times the bus drivers will come to Mark and I when they drop the students off and tell us their concerns or their problems. And so we try to deal with it there. And if we can't, we'll call an administrator. So, I mean, we're there to help, and we appreciate them. And I feel like since we've, really reached out to the bus drivers and made them part of our community, our referrals have actually gone down, which is fantastic.
And I also have to put a plug in for Mark and Christy. They're the consistent faces up at the buses every morning, every evening. So they are always dealing with the bus, issues and talking with the drivers, and really they're the consistent faces up there from Southside. So that's always a nice feeling as well.
Okay.
I will say one thing that they do that we hear from our drivers a lot is good morning.
Yeah.
Is good morning.
Yep.
By name.
Yep.
That's nice because, I've driven a lot too, and, so many times I pull through the bus ramp and the administration's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's nice to, be recognized as the driver too, so
Yeah.
that's definitely a nice plus.
Well, we really do feel that the drivers are just as important as any staff member here at Southside or any teacher. That consistent face is really, really important.
And I know Christy and I too. I think we kind of see the bus drivers as our friends, like any other colleague, and that's why we make sure to say good morning to them, just the same as we would want people to say good morning to us,
We always stress with the drivers. I mean, we never know what the home life is for these students.
Right.
And it's so important for, the drivers to be greeting these kids when they get on the bus because, a lot of times the students may wake themselves up, may get themselves to the bus, not even see a parent because it may be, both parents work, single family household, who knows? So, it's always been important that we stress the recognition of the student in the morning. And it's kind of nice for us, too, to get that recognition, too, because sometimes it really, truly does feel like a thankless job that we're out here.
And a lot of the times our bus drivers will come to Mark and I and say, like, so-and-so is, she's off today. I think there's something going on. So that alerts us that we can follow up with a guidance counselor or with administration. There's a lot of times at the end of the day, a bus driver will be like, well, I don't have so-and-so on my bus yet. Where are they? I saw them this morning. So that's really important. We'll walkie, and sure enough, they're just walking slowly up the hill, or up the hallway. So.
And that goes back to the whole consistent bus drivers. They know their students, and they know who's supposed to be on the bus. Or supposed to not be on the bus also, if a student gets on the bus and they're not supposed to.
We've had that a couple times.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Any other things that you think maybe we should discuss while we got them here?
I don't know. They pretty much nailed it.
Okay.
Like, this is the only school we have positive feedback with.
That like kills me.
That blows my mind.
You wouldn't believe.
And I gotta say, I drove for Central Dauphin 2 years ago, and Southside was one of our more challenging schools.
Mhm.
It was
I'm
really
not gonna
rough.
lie, when I came down, Carl worked here before
Mhm.
I came down. He used to point at this school and say, "Don't drive there." And we'd come down and they'd say Southside, say no.
Well,
So
that's
whenever I got Southside this year, I was like, "What are you doing?" But then when I came back, I was like, "Oh my God!" And he goes, "A lot has changed."
And
Yeah.
I drove Harrisburg
Yeah.
Christian and Rutherford. So, you know, I used to hear the Southside
Yeah.
buses on the radio all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, thank God I don't go there.
And that's like, that's one thing why we wanted to change, because we did have that reputation
Right.
of being that bad school, or not bad, but like
Challenging.
challenging.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that's, we had to change our mindset
Yeah.
and make them a part of our community, because we're working together and we can't do
Yeah.
it by ourselves, and we need you guys. And it's so important that what you do every day.
We appreciate you.
Your drivers start and end their day, and that's an extension of our school. And so it a lot depends on the child's day about how they get started off. And I think Christy and I both realized that it is a challenging school, and you know that's why we really have been trying to develop that relationship with the bus drivers.
And we appreciate the bus drivers. We
Yeah.
really do.
I drive McKeesport over in Pittsburgh, and it is a tough urban district. Can you tell me about some of the challenges of dealing with those tough district students?
I think it goes back to building relationships, and you know, with consistent. I know I said it 100 times, but with consistent faces, you know, the drivers are able to build those relationships with the students. I hear them talking about sporting events that the students are going to, or you know, how's your weekend? We hear those types of things, and we just know that that's really building strong relationships with our students, and that's crucial.
And sometimes our school is like the one safe place that these students have. Consistent, same faces, routines that they need to be successful.
I think the challenge too is that it takes a little longer with these kids to get them wrapped around your finger. But once you have them, you've got them. They're very loyal, you know. And I think that's with urban inner city kids, and you know, our kids, we're a suburban school district, but we're very much like an urban school. And I think just that once you get them, but it takes a little longer. So there's the challenge, you know, which is consistency, which we all have said how many times today.
101 now.
Okay, anything else you guys want to add, or anything else you guys feel we could say?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
can't say thank you enough.
Right.
Exactly. We really, really appreciate you.
Okay. All right. Well, we should be good. I'm going to go ahead and play